LAFC seems like a tough nut to crack. Well, they get so much notoriety for their offensive attack, but defensively they seem to have really put it to you guys today. What makes them difficult to beat here, especially in Los Angeles?
I think it's a lot of things. I think they're organized. They're well coached. I think they always seem to get good fan support here, and with all that, they have good players. They have good defenders. They're savvy. They're intelligent, and they're not easy to break down. So we've seen that every time we come here. Over the 2 legs, it's 2-2, right? We went toe to toe with a really good team, and in all the games that we've played against them, I think that we showed that we were up for it tonight in a good way. So it's a shame that we couldn't get the goal, but yeah, I do give them credit for being hard to break down.
Go to Matt Collerberg anyway.
Chris, good to see you. Sorry about the loss. What did you see in the team offensively, particularly after LAFC scored the goal and you needed to chase the game, and what you need to see more?
So how are we offensively, you're asking?
Offensively, yes. After LAFC scores the goal, what did you need to see more?
Well, yeah, listen, it's pretty clear that it goes from we're going through at 0-0, right? And when we look back, we'll probably feel a bit like we let them off the hook on a night where they didn't create a whole lot. So it's always this balance, right? You're pushing the game, trying to have control and structure, not leave yourself that wide open. But then once they score, we all know they're going through. So it's now they go into full bunker in mode, which is they can play that way, right? They've done it. They've played a 3 in the back. They've done the 4, and they can play in the transition. So they're just hard to break down. Most teams in the world with that are well coached and with good players, they're hard to break down. They take away a lot of spaces. It's hard to get off crosses, 1v1 situations. We're trying everything at that point. And maybe we could have maybe tried some more things to force the coincidence, more crosses, a little more proactive. For me, a little bit too slow, speed of the ball, too many back passes. But yeah, it wasn't easy at that point for us.
Go here in the front.
Jerry Reynoso, with the Reynoso report. I just wanted to ask, there was a lot of confusion in the final 5 minutes of the match. Can you explain why there was such a long stoppage? And towards the end, there was just a long stoppage that everyone was kind of.
Yeah. I wouldn't know if you were asking about the stoppage time, because we thought those 6 minutes was really confusing to me. Why such little stoppage time? Even the penalty that they didn't call tonight seemed we were surprised at that one. But yeah, there was an incident that happened on the field. There was our player Chidozie Awaziem was pretty clear and upset at a derogatory term that he said he was clear about what was said, and to not say everything would be our club and myself we're fully behind our player to support him with any investigation to further find out what exactly went down. But yeah, he was visibly upset, and that was the stoppage.
Coach, no shots on target tonight with Georgi Mihailovic, who was a real menace in the first leg of this. You talk about the offense and what you thought was lacking tonight versus what you maybe saw a little bit more of in the first leg.
Well, listen, the in the run of play in the first leg, we didn't get much either, to be honest with you. And tonight, for the most part, listen, I watch LAFC a lot. I know how those games look. I've coached a bunch of times against them. This by far is the best we've ever matched up with them. And we had good stretches tonight. We were in control. And then sometimes in moments of transition when we win the ball, it's the weight of the pass, finding the next guy. Can you secure it? And maybe this leads to more moments in attack. We talked about that at halftime a little bit. But if we're being honest, we created a big chance. And it was probably a penalty. I think we all know it. It looked like that to us. Our striker gets in, clearly gets obstructed from behind. It looks like a clear penalty. So yes, the margins are thin in MLS. Margins are thin around the world. This is a big moment and might have changed the entire outcome. because Hoffa had the advantage and got snipped from behind, so. Right, didn't get many shots on goal, maybe we would have had one there, so. That's that.
Chris, over here, Oscar with BC Films. A disappointing loss for sure here in LA. I wanted to ask you, what are your thoughts on your team's performance in this tournament? And do you think this Concacaf tournament is beneficial for your team?
I do, listen, first of all, what do I think about my team's performance? You know, we came here with a plan, a tactical plan to disrupt what LAFC tries to do, whether that's how they're in transition, how they deal with Bouanga, how to deal with the talent in Giroud. And I think my guys, they brought it to life. We didn't come here to defend the lead. We came here to attack them. And I think we've surprised a lot of people. But we said, listen, it was more about proving to ourselves, not to anyone externally, but our players wanted to prove to ourselves that we're a good team. By the way we played, the way we can move the ball, the way we could defend, the counter pressing, the intensity that we went after it. We went after it. So I'm proud of my team, the way they stepped out there. Again, I think we let them off the hook and they're a good team. They score a good goal, but I'm really proud of the way the team went after it. These types of games, like the Leagues Cup last year, we played all the Mexican teams and we get on runs like that. We qualified for this tournament. It makes us better. We're a young team. We might be the youngest team in the Western Conference, one of the youngest in MLS. So these games are important. Where, you know, the aggregate score, top teams. We were relishing a chance to go into Columbus and play. But yeah, when you're a young team, you're also sometimes inexperienced. And these games only give you experience that we're going to need for later on in the year. So we'll take from it and we'll learn from it and grow.
We'll go to Braden Nurse on Zoom now.
Chris,
Go to
appreciate.
Braden Nurse on Zoom.
Oh, yep. Chris, appreciate the time. Obviously, you know, an emphasis on tactical fouls, stalling LAFC from starting attacks, not letting them into the final third, which I thought you did well. But from that, what changes about the way you approach this game after going down a goal and then picking up so many yellows?
So what's the question then, Braden?
Yeah,
What
just
changed?
what kind of changes from your point of view, just how you approach this game after you go down a goal, but then, you know, especially after picking up, you know, yellow after yellow.
Yeah, listen, we had a plan to try to take away lots of what they do. We played different structure tonight. For the first time, we played a 4-3-3. We've not done that before. But I took the chance without a lot of training, because I thought it would make sense. And I think it helped us on the night to take away the middle of the pitch. We had three midfielders in the middle to win second balls, to plug up lots of what they do. Yeah, I think that there's some fouls on the night. I don't know how many we commit, but it almost seems like every foul we commit was a yellow card. There was a threshold that was, for me, very low. And it seemed like Tillman gets could have been a second yellow, and then it's not a yellow. So listen, as a coach, I don't panic in those moments to start making subs when guys get yellow. Say little reminders at halftime, be smart, no silly yellow cards. But yeah, our players have to manage those behaviors once they're on a yellow card. Then yeah, we make a couple of subs later on with Josh Atencio to get him off. But the plan was to come here and be an aggressive team. You know, the best teams in the world still have savviness, and they foul in the right moments. And we're hoping, and we're growing too. We say before, we're learning how to break up attacks with counter pressing, with good structure, but also fouling. So it wasn't a tactical plan, but it seemed like, again, quick yellow cards to our guys, which has I guess some effect.
Hey, Chris, two things. First off, with Awaziam, that was Palencia, 14 he was battling with, right?
I believe so. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Second, you guys did such a good job of compressing space for them, and we didn't really see much from them in the first half, and then they come out the start of the second half, looking a little bit like the LAFC of old, just for those few minutes they get the goal. Your thoughts on the way they came out and what you guys didn't do defensively in that?
Yeah, listen, we stuck to it. They didn't create much on the night. If you look back, again, I don't know how many shots they had, 10 shots, 3 on goal, 4 on goal. It's not a lot, right? But we knew that they would press us, right? That was one thing. So we dealt with that okay. They end up beating a press with a diagonal ball down our left side and they capitalize on a moment of possession that felt like transition because they're coming with speed and we they make a good play. We didn't do enough on it, but it's hard to sustain that type of defending. And again, I'm more encouraged and proud of the way our team dealt with a lot of their weapons and how they try to do things. So yeah, no real surprise in the second half. We didn't see any big adjustment. We knew they have to start pushing. So, but the goal comes from a build out.